Round two. 3, 2, 1.
How's it going? I'm Teddy Margules, your host of the UConn Tonight Show. Now, the past 2 weeks for UConn students have been quite exciting, from finishing up midterms to winning both the men's and women's basketball championships. In studio, we have two UConn athletes who are going to tell you what it's like to train like an athlete here at UConn. Plus, spring is in the air. Or that's what I thought yesterday when I went outside in only a t-shirt. Well, and pants, obviously. But hopefully it'll warm up here at UConn. I see 70 and sunny this weekend. Plus, Chris is going to give us a little insight on what he thinks the NCAA should do in terms of paying players. And we always have an addition of hashtags for you guys because I know how much you love them. Now, I just recently got a haircut from this place, Head Husky. I don't usually do advertising for places, on my show, but this place wasn't good. I didn't get a really good haircut. I really didn't like what was going on. I don't know what this flip was, and she made it too short. But I have a guest on the show that actually has great facial hair, and he's going to show you. Not Christy, she doesn't have any facial hair, but Chris has got some great facial hair, and he's actually going to give us a little sneak preview on how he keeps it so nice. It's actually quite amazing how layered and thick it is. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking of it. Last night I went to Husky's. That is a place I will absolutely vouch for. I had quite a few drinks from what I saw in pictures because I don't even remember. And I went home and this isn't something I would ever want to say on TV, but I peed the bed. It was a disaster, and I had to wake up early this morning and change my sheets. And the one bad thing about this is it's not my first time that happened. That's actually, I want to say, yeah, that's my second time that has actually happened to me while at UConn. So I guess being a senior here, I'm really living it up. Especially last semester, I got to do my thing. I'm never going to do crazy stuff like this again for a couple nights. Maybe I'll go out tonight. We'll see. I'm 21. I'm supposed to live my life like a normal 21-year-old, even though I'm 22. Being a senior here, I only got 3 weeks left, or 4. I don't know. I'm not that good at counting. I'm really sad about this. I mean, I don't have a job. I'm going back home. My parents aren't happy about it. But what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I'm not meant out to be a finance major or anything like that. So that's why I'm just sitting here telling you how I really feel. I've got 2 athletes coming on the show. They're going to tell you how they feel, about the NCAA, the men's, women's basketball team, killing it. Hopefully we can all kill it like them some days. National champs, not bad. Coming from New York City, I don't really see the use for cars. But being in Connecticut, the only way to get to places is using a car. Literally getting from side to side of campus. This place is so huge, I don't know how people would walk. And especially on a night like last night, 35 degrees in the middle of April, I'm not too happy about it. But you still got to wear a shirt just to Huskies because if you wear anything long sleeve, you're either going to take it off and lose it or you're going to be sweating bullets in there. And you don't want to be sweating bullets during nickel night. Everyone's crammed up trying to get their drinks. It's not the place I want to be. That's why I go later. Show up to nickel night later, you might catch me if I'm there for more than 30 minutes. Because I really don't like the crowd too much, I'm not a guy who likes to be touched. I get claustrophobic. Not my time. Now I'm here with Chris O'Brien, who's actually on the men's soccer team. And Chris, now being around, just the men's and women's basketball team winning the national championship, can you tell me what it's like to even go to the NCAA championships? What's the atmosphere like?
I mean, first of all, congratulations to the men and women's basketball team. That's inspiring for us in the first place. But obviously, it's an honor to play in the NCAA tournament every single year. And for us, we've made it to the Elite Eight 3 years in a row, but we haven't advanced past that. So it's been frustrating for us. But of course, after seeing what the men and women have done this year, it's been incredibly inspiring. Yeah,
definitely. That's really, you bring up a great point. Now, can you tell me a little bit about where you were for the game?
I watched the game in Celeron. And after Celeron, like all the kids on campus, I ran down to the middle of campus and celebrated like everyone else. And as most of the people saw on TV, the fans went pretty nuts. And that's the best part about college sports is the reaction that we have after the games.
Yeah, absolutely. And so why don't you give me an idea of when you even started playing soccer and, how you got so competitive to, as, you're playing at UConn now. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I started when I was probably 6 years old, and my dad actually played hockey in high school, so I didn't get anything from him. It was more from my brother. My brother started playing soccer before me. He's 4 years older. So I started playing for Guilford. From Guilford, I was Adidas All-American at Guilford High School. And then from there, I had hip surgery my senior year, which kind of limited my choices of where I wanted to go to college. And since I'm from Connecticut, I obviously had connections and I knew people from UConn. And so I decided to come here and experience what it would be like playing in front of my home state.
And it's pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
You're enjoying it?
I mean, yeah, I definitely don't regret the decision. UConn's been an incredible experience, and I've definitely enjoyed myself on the soccer team.
Now, what year are you?
I'm a senior. I actually graduated in May, unfortunately.
Finishing up in May.
Finishing up in May. I know, it flies by.
Yeah, we are old, man.
Crazy.
As am
Absolutely
I.
crazy.
We are old. So, now I know you have actually some problems with your head.
Yeah.
Not smartness-wise.
Nothing crazy.
You're a smart guy, but just
crazy.
other head problems.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, when I came here as a freshman, my spring season, I suffered from my first concussion, and I actually took a shot to the side of the head and damaged my eardrum a little bit. And I was actually sent home from school. I missed about 4 weeks of school.
Wow.
And from there, they sent me to the hospital, had a couple CAT scans done, and they found a brain condition, which was hereditary. And so this kind of extended my concussion symptoms, and it made me more likely and more susceptible to getting them. And so after that, the doctors told me I could keep playing, but if I continued to get concussions, then it would be a lot less chance that I'd be able to play in the future just because of my health concerns. So I ended up getting 3 more concussions playing on the team, and then by my senior year, the doctors had told me that it was probably time for me to hang up the boots and call it a career.
Damn, but what a career you had. 3 Elite Eights. That's farther than anyone makes it. And you're also on a team where a ton of guys go to the MLS or play soccer overseas. So what's that even like, just being around that kind of competition?
I mean, it's incredible. My roommate, Andre Blake, was actually drafted #1 overall in the MLS draft this past year. And I mean, it's been an incredible experience playing with these guys. And as most people know, the UConn soccer team is not really made up of a ton of Americans. There's probably, I want to say, 8 to 10 of us, and the rest of them are from overseas. I've had a roommate from Senegal, one from China, one from Jamaica, one from Canada, and one from Spain so far.
Wow, all
and
over.
Yeah, so it's definitely opened up my eyes to different cultures, and it's been a blessing for sure.
All right, so we got a cultured guy here.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Kid from Connecticut, very cultured.
Yep.
So it just came out on ESPN that Shabazz Napier goes to bed hungry sometimes. What's that about? Are they not given enough food? What's the deal?
I mean, obviously when people think of student athletes, they think that you get everything in the world, and because, yeah, a lot of kids are on scholarships, but what people have to realize is not everyone that goes to school to play a sport is on a scholarship. And what your scholarship covers is just your education. So say you come from a low-income family, just because you get a full-ride scholarship doesn't mean that you're getting cash on the side to go pay for food or pay for anything like that.
Now, are you going to dining halls and eating there for free, or what?
Well, it depends, because as a full scholarship, the NCAA allots you a certain amount of money per semester for meals, but it only covers X amount of meals. And you don't get a meal plan if you're living in the apartments, which Shabazz is. And so it's tough because he's putting in probably 40, 50 hours a week, and he can't work on the side to make any money to get food.
No.
He can't, because the amount of time that he has to spend for basketball just to do something like winning a national championship, it takes up too much time with that in school. And so pretty much what he was trying to say is, like, I don't have enough time to make money on the side for food. And there's families of athletes that go to this school that don't have the finances where you can call your mom and say, hey, can I have $50 on my card? I need food for this week, something like that. And I think that's what he was trying to say. So.
Right. So I want you to, we do a hashtag segment, on the show. And Chris, why don't you show them what your hashtag is today?
Well, I thought it would be fitting, since we were on the topic of Shabazz, to continue with the Hungry Huskies hashtag.
Because we got some hungry both ways, hungry for that national championship and hungry literally.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of sad. But, hopefully, we'll get some change in, and, even making these guys paid players. What do you think about that?
I mean, in my opinion, obviously it's biased because I am an athlete, but I know people think that we get everything in the world. We get free gear and all this stuff, and yeah, we do get great opportunities. We get to travel a lot. We do get some nice gear. But when it comes down to it, when I'm spending 40 or 50 hours a week playing and training to represent the school and represent the gear that I get, I don't make any money off of it. And so I go to class every day, and I can't work and go to a job to make extra money to spend on the weekend like a regular college kid. I can't go out and work anywhere else because with the amount of time that we have, we can't do that. And I can't accept money from an outside source because it's an NCAA violation, no matter who it is. If you wanted to offer me to buy me a drink, I couldn't accept it because it's an NCAA violation.
Really?
And it's things like that where I understand where Shabazz is coming from. It's obviously frustrating not being able to even have every single athlete on the team have a full scholarship. And that's what I think a lot of people misunderstand, is that just because you're on a sports team doesn't mean you're going to school for free. There's kids on my team, there's kids on every team that go to this school that are paying for school. Not only are they paying for school, but they can't get a job because of the amount of time that they're working. So their parents are paying for them to go to school, and then they're trying to ask their parents for more money for food. So in my opinion, if you're investing this amount of time to represent this school, especially with the amount of money that you make, I think basketball is making like $11 billion just off of the NCAA tournament. With that amount of money, I feel like you have to give some type of financial compensation for the players.
Not let these athletes go to bed hungry.
Exactly, and I'm not talking about buying money where they can go buy headphones and clothes and all that stuff. I'm saying like the bare essentials. Like we need to be able to know that when I go back to my apartment, like I have a full cabinet of food that I can go back and make whatever I want to eat, because I can't afford to go and work a job, a 9-to-5 job, to make money to do that food because I'm playing soccer all the time or I'm playing basketball all the time or whatever it may be.
Right, and we're the 21 and 22-year-olds. We're supposed to be in school, at least for now.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So Chris, actually, I just want to go back to the NCAA tournament just for 1 second, just reliving the victory.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I saw a video, actually on what was it? It was like a Facebook wall, and I want you guys to just check out this video really quick.
You start with a 2. You take a 2 and you trim it a little bit, and then you take the Gillette razor with the little one blade in the back, and you scope it from there. You go all around, scope it a little bit, in the inside, outside. Take scissors on the mustache, because the comber can't take it. Take scissors on the mustache, comb, scissors, trim it out. It looks like this. Manscaped.
That was actually great, Chris. Really breaking down the details on how to get a good beard. This man has got a full beard, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for teaching us. What was going on there? What was all the ruckus? Where was that?
I mean, that was in Celeron Square. That was at the beginning of Celeron. That was before UConn played Florida in the semifinals. And I'd gone over there with a couple of my buddies to go watch the crowd. We started pre-gaming. And so a random kid came up to me, and I had no clue who he was, put the camera in my face and just said, "Excuse me, you have an incredible beard. Can you describe how you get it?" And so I just started rambling. I feel like I blacked out for a second. I just started going off, and I was just listing everything I do to maintain my beard. And I actually woke up the next morning from one of the assistant coaches texting me saying how funny he thought the video was. And I had texts all morning about kids talking about how they saw the video. And
So
I hadn't seen it
authentic.
first.
It was all authentic.
It was all authentic. To be honest, I had no idea who the kid was. I didn't know he was going to make a video off it. I thought this was just like, okay, yo, you have a great beard. Tell me how you got it. So I just started rambling, and I didn't think anything of it. And then when I woke up the next morning to a bunch of texts, I had to check it out for myself. And as you could see, it turned out pretty
You look
funny.
like you were having a good time there. Definitely having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what college is for, you know. I was
go.
trying to represent UConn and enjoy what the basketball team was providing for us, which was some great entertainment.
Yeah, that was great. It was really great.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced anything like this? I mean, besides freshman year, right? You were here when we won that time.
Yep, freshman year I was here for Kemba's run, and then
Okay.
senior year we're here for Shabazz's run. And freshman year was incredible, definitely, but I think this year topped it for sure, because I remember freshman year, like, once we made it to the Final Four, once we won in the semifinals, like we didn't have the type of celebrations and riots that we had. We just had it when we won the national championship. But this year, I mean, there was pictures and videos all over the internet. The campus went absolutely nuts this year. Absolutely nuts.
You know, it's crazy to see just Shabazz, just how he became the teacher. He was the student under Kemba.
The disciple. He was Shabazz the disciple.
He's just he's the shabusiness.
He's the
shabusiness.
Yeah, that's for sure, man.
And
That's
he just really gave it to us, and I was genuinely impressed by Shabazz and just the overall composure he had, and also Steph Dolson. You know, she's looking cute and big up there, but she's really doing a great job.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So now, do you know anyone on the women's basketball team? Because I've been curious, as to what they're like, what they're feeling.
Yeah, my freshman year, I had class with Bria and Steph, and I've hung out with them before, going out on the weekends because we see them at the same bars and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier for those girls. They deserve it. I mean, they work harder than anyone on campus. And a lot of times what they do goes unnoticed just because they've been so dominant over the past couple of years. But I think that we can't forget to give them their due praise because they've earned it.
I mean, they didn't lose it. They didn't lose a game.
They didn't lose a game.
Not one.
They didn't lose a game.
And also, I was just heard some stat about Breanna Stewart. She's literally she have 2 Final Four MVPs and hasn't lost a game while being at UConn.
Yep, freshman and sophomore year. It's incredible. Yeah. So I tip my hat to those girls. They're incredible. And shout out to Steph Dolson, the best dressed girl on campus.
Hey, there you go. Shout out from Chris O'Brien. Chris, thank you so much.
Of course,
men's
pleasure
soccer.
to be here.
Always stick in with men's soccer because we are one of the best teams in the country. All right, thanks. Hey, what's up? I'm here with my 2 bodybuilding dudes, these 2 buff guys. What's your name? Josh. And what's your name?
John.
Josh and John. These 2 guys, look like they hit the gym a bunch. Guys, how often are we hitting the gym?
5 or 6 times a week. Yeah, about the same as 6.
Nice. And are you guys roommates? Do you guys get body motivation off each other?
We're just friends. We train together sometimes.
Yeah, and he's done a lot of programming stuff in the past, so he hooked me up this semester with a program.
That's great. You guys are always hitting the gym here. You guys going to Express or what?
Rec Center.
Rec Center.
Yeah.
Now, how do you guys feel about this shitty gym? Are you guys happy we're getting a new one or what?
Yeah, I think that we definitely deserve a new one. There's too many students here to not have a bigger facility with better equipment because there's too many serious lifters that are outside of sports here that really need the equipment to be able to properly train.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's just not about the athletes here. We got serious trainers and people who want to be working out at their own craft. We just can't have places just for athletes, you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that?
I mean, the gym we have here, it's a safety concern, really. We're packing tons of kids into small spaces, and you have weights going up and down. You have people that can get injured really, really easily. So I think that's a huge concern. So the new gym is I think it'll fix it. It sucks that it's not here for us, but it's going to be helpful for the students, in the future. Definitely.
For sure. All right, thank you two for interviewing with me, and we'll get back to you at the studio, Teddy. So I'm here with Christy, and Christy, now I know that you're on the club soccer team here at UConn, but you've told me before, and I can only believe that, the practice and everything else has got to be just as serious. You're all over the country all the time, so why don't you tell me a little bit about club soccer?
Yeah, it's mainly in the fall, so we practice 3 to 4 times a week, and with 1 or 2 games on the weekend, so it's about 5 days a week. Every time we practice, it's about 2 hours, so it's very fun. We travel on weekends. We go basically in New England, and then we go to regionals, which is in Pennsylvania, nationals in Tennessee or Arizona. So it's very fun.
Right. So what is the difference between club and Division I? It sounds like it's the exact same thing. Both very time consuming.
Oh no. D1 obviously they practice every day, 2-a-days maybe. I don't know. I don't really know their schedule. But I don't have to go to a practice, but they're obviously required. If you go, then you can play. But if you miss practices, then you obviously won't get as much playing time as you would like.
Now, were you originally trying to get on the Division I soccer team when you came here?
No, I was not.
Why not?
Well, I mean, maybe I could have, but I wanted to kind of be able to balance my school life, my friends, and play a sport that I love.
And we just had another athlete actually on the show before you, Chris O'Brien, who was telling me how time-consuming everything was and how he really thinks that they should even be paid, you know, because we were talking about Shabazz Napier and how he sometimes goes to bed hungry. So it was just mind-boggling to actually hear it straight from the horse's mouth. They should be paid. You know, what do you feel on the matter of NCAA athletes being paid, or even club athletes for that matter?
Well, for NCAA, I believe that, I mean, some people get like scholarships, or their books are paid for. I don't really know. These are things I've heard. So I think if they're getting paid in that sense, then maybe they just should get paid all around. I mean, it's like they have a full-time job while going to school, and they're both basically full-time jobs.
Right. I mean, so it sounds like club soccer is too. Now, did you come to UConn for the club soccer team? Did you know about it beforehand?
I
Did you know
did.
you wanted to play?
I actually, I was debating between UConn and University of New Hampshire, and they didn't have a club soccer team. So I would have had to do all the paperwork and kind of make a constitution and start a team. And so that was one of the reasons I wanted to come to UConn, because I wouldn't have to do all the work to start a team.
Why did you want to go to New Hampshire? Why there?
Well, I applied to like a million colleges, so.
Okay. Like everyone.
Honestly, I got a really good scholarship to go there, so that was why it was high on my list. And then I got off a wait list for UConn, and then
there you go. Here
I
you
am.
are.
Yeah.
And what year are you?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior, so you're finishing up here.
Sadly, I don't want to
You're
go.
sad. You're sad. I'm sure we're all sad, you know. But you know, I understand that you have a pretty boring hashtag for me today. So why don't you show them what we have? We have Christy is a senior, so you know that's really what it's all about right now. But Christy, why don't you tell me a little bit about you know, NCAA basketball? You know, as of right now, in terms of men and women, we just won. UConn just won both. Where were you? Were you celebrating as much
Of
as Chris
course.
was, or
Well,
what?
All I can tell you is we won my freshman year and we won my senior year. So coming in with a championship and leaving with a championship is pretty awesome.
That's amazing, right? So actually, just tell me a little bit more about these regionals and nationals, because if you're not on the Division I team, I mean, what are you doing traveling around so much? Sorry if that sounds rude.
It's actually very fun. For the past, actually every year I've been on it, so for 4 years, we have traveled to Pennsylvania for regionals. And so that consists of leaving Friday afternoon, midday, and coming back very, very late Sunday, depending on how our teams do. And we always travel with the best.
So do you miss any school because of it, or no?
For nationals, I missed about 3 days of school.
Ooh.
So I had to catch up on that work or work ahead. But we went to Nashville, Tennessee, so
Oh, fun.
it was awesome.
What goes on down there? A lot of jazz, or
Well,
what?
we made our way from Nashville to Memphis,
Oh, barbecue, maybe?
and we were dancing in the streets once we
Of course.
weren't playing soccer,
Okay.
but it was fun.
Now, have you stayed healthy throughout your career at club soccer? Because I was talking to Chris, and he actually had quite a few problems with his head. He actually got a bunch of concussions, so that wasn't good.
Well, thankfully, I've never had a concussion,
Okay.
but I've broken my collarbone, so
Ooh.
that was painful.
You broke your collarbone playing soccer. How did that happen?
Some girl came from behind me and kind of just fully laid me out
Ooh,
on
tackled
cold,
you.
hard ground.
Jeez, that's tough.
Yeah, so it was very, very painful.
Right, but are you doing better now?
Yeah, I'm 100%. So,
And you're ready to graduate, healthy and all?
yep, I am.
Cool, aren't we all? All right, well, Christy, thank you very much for being on my
Thanks.
show. That was Christy Barre of UConn Club Soccer. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm Teddy Margules, and thanks for tuning in for my time of funny stuff. Hey, what's up? I'm Teddy Margules, UCTV. It's disgusting out. How do you guys feel about the weather?
Bad.
It's bad, horrible. Now I'm sitting here with, sorry, I had to get your girls' names. What's your name?
Ainsley. Amanda.
Ainsley and Amanda. And what year are you guys here at school? Freshman. Okay, cool. So actually, I was just wondering, I was going around and I was wondering, how many pairs of underwear do you girls have? Is that something you can comment on? Can you ballpark?
At least 20.
20. How about it for you?
At least 20.
20. So we're talking at least 20 pairs of underwear for these college students. Girls, thank you so much. I'll see you guys. How we feeling?
Good.
Okay, you. Okay, same.
Oh, no.
Good and well. What's your name? I'm here with
Michael.
Michael, excuse me. Say your name again in the microphone.
Michael?
Michael. And the thing, I was walking through the Union, and the thing I noticed most about Michael is his shoes. Those are some pretty cool shoes, man. Did you get them customized or what? How did you get those sweet kicks on your feet?
I don't know. I had like a few bucks to blow earlier on this year, and I just literally went on the Converse website, and they have like select different options for different parts of the shoe, and I chose not to pay attention and just picked random colors for everything, and then I got these.
To be honest, you did a dope job. Those are some cool kicks. Shout out to Converse right now. I'm gonna go get a pair myself, and I see you're eating a little almond. Oh, can I get a piece of that?
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, cool. Well, I guess. Oh, all right. See you later, man. Thanks.
Nice.
Hey, man. Nice hat. That's it. Nice hat.
Thank you.
Cool. Looking at the nice American flag. Cool. Umbrella. Why aren't you using the umbrella?
I don't know.
We got a lot of people with umbrellas who aren't using them.
Stop one. 30 feet.
Whoa. Almost not walking 30 feet.
That's amazing, right?